Ever get that, that feeling, those butterflies in your stomach before like a big presentation?
Oh, yeah.
We chalk it up to nerves, right?
Yeah.
But what if it's not just in our heads?
Right.
What if there's something else going on?
Mm.
Today, we're going deep, deep into this fascinating world of the gut microbiome
Okay.
and how it connects to our mood.
Interesting.
This is really surprising stuff.
Yeah, it's remarkable. I mean, we're talking about just trillions of microorganisms
Oh, wow.
living in our digestive tract, and they're not just digesting our food.
Right.
They're sending these signals to our brain that influence our emotions.
No way.
Yeah.
I mean, hold on. So we have all these like tiny creatures
Yeah.
living inside of us,
Yeah.
and they're talking to our brains.
Yeah, they are. How does that even, I mean, how does that work?
So it's all thanks to this thing called the gut-brain axis,
Okay.
which is this network.
Of communication pathways
Got it.
that link our gut and our brain.
Oh, okay.
And a key player in all this is the gut microbiome.
Right.
These microbes are releasing all these chemical messengers,
Okay.
some of which can directly impact our brain chemistry.
Oh, so you're saying that there are actual chemicals
Yes.
that are made in our gut
Yeah.
that then travel up to our brains,
Right.
and make us feel a certain way.
Exactly. Think of your gut microbiome like this, like a little factory,
Sure.
churning out all kinds of compounds
Okay.
like neurotransmitters, GABA,
Okay.
serotonin.
Got it.
These are the same chemicals that regulate your mood, your sleep,
Yeah.
even your appetite.
Really? I mean, so is it fair to say that the bacteria in our gut are contributing to like our overall mental state?
In a way, yeah.
It's like we have a second brain in our stomach.
Yeah, and this isn't just a theoretical concept.
Okay.
The research has shown that when you change the composition,
Okay. Of your gut microbiome,
right.
it can really impact your mood and behavior.
Wow.
Like, for instance, studies have found
Yeah.
that people with depression
Okay.
often have different gut bacteria profiles
Oh, interesting.
compared to healthy individuals.
So it's not just a coincidence that we feel like irritable or
Right.
or anxious
Right.
when we have, digestive issues.
No.
It's our gut like literally talking to our brain
Yeah, you got it.
and sending signals
Yeah.
that are like, "Hey, something's off."
Yeah, they're in constant communication.
Huh.
So when things are out of whack in your gut,
Right.
it can like send these ripple effects to your mood
Wow.
and even your cognitive function.
No way.
It's a two-way street too.
What do you mean?
Stress and anxiety can also impact your gut health,
Oh, okay.
which can lead to inflammation
Got it.
and changes in the microbiome.
This is making me rethink, gut feelings.
It's like maybe those intuitions, they're not just like
Wow.
abstract sensations.
Right.
It could be our gut microbiome trying to tell us something.
That's an interesting way to look at it.
Yeah.
We're constantly getting this information
Right.
from our gut,
Yeah.
even if we don't, realize it.
Right.
And as we learn more about this gut-brain connection,
Uh-huh.
we might be able to better understand those little signals
Right.
and use them to improve our mental and physical health.
This is fascinating.
Yeah.
I mean, this could be a total game changer for how we approach mental health.
Absolutely. Researchers are now looking at, can we target the gut microbiome
Wow.
to treat things like depression and anxiety? It's a whole new frontier in medicine
Wow.
with potential for, personalized therapies
Right.
tailored to your specific gut microbiome.
It's amazing to think that something as simple as changing our gut bacteria
Yeah.
could have such a big impact
Yeah.
on our mood and how we feel.
Yeah. It's really a testament to the connections in our body
Yeah.
and the power of these little communities
Right.
that live within us.
So we've talked about how these gut microbes are always talking to our brain,
Yeah.
influencing our mood,
Right.
but could they be like shaping our personality too?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And one that researchers are just starting to explore.
Okay.
Some studies show that there are differences
Okay.
in gut bacteria composition
Got it.
between introverts and extroverts.
Wow.
But we need more research to really understand what that means.
So intriguing though.
Yeah.
If that's true,
Yeah.
like
yeah.
does that mean like, how much control do we really have over who we are?
It's a complex question.
Yeah.
And one that we'll be getting into more
Okay.
as we explore the gut microbiome in this deep dive.
Okay.
I mean, we've just scratched the surface.
Right.
There's so much more to discover.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, it really does make you think, like, are we more malleable than we think?
Right.
If these bacteria are kind of influencing our traits,
Uh-huh.
could we change like parts of our personality by changing our gut microbiome?
It's a good question.
It's a question that we need to explore more, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. But, before we go too far down that road
Okay.
of like manipulating personalities,
Right.
let's get back to something a little more concrete.
Okay.
We talked about the gut-brain connection. We
Yeah.
talked about mood and even personality.
Yeah.
But what about just the direct link
Mm-hmm.
between digestion and our mental state?
Okay.
I think we've all felt that feeling of being hangry
Oh, yeah.
or just like sluggish after a big meal.
Right, right.
But is there more to it than that?
There's definitely more to it.
Oh,
Remember, the gut and brain are constantly communicating, right?
right.
So when your digestion is off,
Yeah.
it sends these signals to the brain.
Got it.
And those signals, they trigger all these responses
Okay.
that impact your mood, your energy levels,
Yeah.
your focus, your ability to deal with stress.
So it's not just in our heads then when we
Yeah.
feel like irritable
Yeah.
or anxious after a big meal
Right.
or when we're dealing with digestive issues.
Right.
It's our gut like literally talking to our brain.
Yeah, it's a real physiological response
Right.
driven by that gut-brain communication.
And I guess it's not just about like the food itself.
Oh, no.
It's also about like the makeup of our gut microbiome.
Exactly. The composition of the gut microbiome really matters.
Okay.
Certain bacteria, they produce compounds
Right.
that can either make inflammation in the gut worse or better. And that inflammation, it can then send signals to the brain
Wow.
that contribute to that anxiety, that low mood, even like brain fog.
This is really eye-opening. It seems
Yeah.
like, if we want to improve our mental state,
Yeah,
taking care of our gut microbiome,
absolutely.
that's a really important part of the puzzle.
It's not just about treating the symptoms.
Right.
It's about like getting to the root cause.
Yeah.
And oftentimes that root cause
Yeah.
is in our gut.
So where do we even start?
Okay.
Like how do we build a healthy gut microbiome?
Oh.
One that helps both our physical and mental health.
Yeah, that's the key.
Yeah.
I know there's been all this hype about probiotics
Yeah.
and prebiotics.
Right.
But what are those exactly?
Yeah.
And do they actually work? So probiotics and prebiotics, they're definitely part of the picture.
Okay.
But we need to kind of break down what they are and how they fit into the bigger picture.
Okay.
Think of your gut like a garden.
Okay.
With all these different plants, these microorganisms.
Okay, got it.
Probiotics are like adding good seeds
Okay.
to the garden.
Okay.
You're introducing these good bacteria
Right.
that can help kind of restore the balance
Got it.
and promote a healthy microbiome.
Okay, so probiotics are basically like good bacteria that we can eat
Yeah.
to like boost the number of helpful microbes in our gut.
Exactly.
Okay, but what about prebiotics then?
Oh.
What are they in this garden analogy?
So prebiotics are like fertilizer
Okay,
for your gut garden.
got it.
They provide the nutrients that
Yeah.
those good bacteria need
Yeah.
to really thrive.
Got it.
Prebiotics are ties of fiber
Okay,
that our bodies, we can't digest them,
right.
but they're food for the good bacteria
Right.
in our gut.
Okay.
So they can grow and flourish.
I like that analogy.
Yeah.
Like that makes a lot of sense. So if we want like a really thriving gut garden,
Yeah.
we got to have the seeds,
Yes.
the probiotics,
Right.
and the fertilizer, the prebiotics.
Exactly. And just like any garden,
Yeah.
diversity is key.
Okay.
A healthy gut microbiome is a diverse one
Got it.
with lots of different bacterial species.
Okay.
And the more diverse your microbiome,
Yeah.
the better it is at like bouncing back from any disruptions.
So how do we get that diversity?
Okay.
Like, are there certain things we should be eating? or avoiding?
Diet plays a huge role.
Okay.
That the foods we choose, they're not just nourishing us.
Right.
They're nourishing all those trillions of little guys living inside us.
Got it.
A diet that's high in fiber, that's essential
Okay.
for feeding those good bacteria in our gut.
So we're talking like fruits, vegetables,
Yes.
whole grains, legumes. All the stuff that we already know is good for us.
Right. Those high fiber foods, it's like a feast
Yeah.
for your gut bacteria. And those bacteria, they give back.
Yeah.
They produce compounds like short chain fatty acids,
Okay.
which have been shown to have good effects
Yeah.
on both gut and brain health.
So we're feeding the good bacteria,
Right.
and they're giving us back
Yeah.
things that help us overall.
Exactly. It's a win-win.
It's a win-win. I like that.
Yeah, yeah. And it's not just about what we eat.
Okay.
That's also what we avoid.
Okay.
Processed foods, sugary drinks,
Yeah.
too much unhealthy fat.
Right.
Those can all mess with the balance
Yeah.
of our gut microbiome,
Okay.
lead to too much harmful bacteria.
So it's almost like those unhealthy choices.
Yeah.
They're creating this imbalance in our gut garden,
Right.
letting the weeds take over.
Exactly. That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
And when that happens,
Yeah.
we can see all these negative consequences.
Right.
Physically, mentally.
It's amazing how something as simple as what we eat
I know.
can have such a big effect on this whole ecosystem within us.
It really is. And it's not just diet.
Oh.
Lifestyle factors matter too.
Like what?
Well, chronic stress, for example,
Okay.
that can really do a number on your gut microbiome,
Mm-hmm.
leads to inflammation,
Right.
too much of the bad bacteria.
So managing stress,
yeah.
that's not just good for our minds.
No.
It's good for our gut too.
Exactly. And then on the other hand, exercise.
Yeah.
That's been shown to be really good for your gut bacteria.
Oh, interesting.
Promotes diversity.
Okay.
A healthy balance.
This is all great information.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like there's so much we can do
Right.
to really take care of our gut microbiome
Absolutely.
and help ourselves overall.
Yeah. But I am curious, like, are there specific foods or supplements?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And that's something that we're going to explore more in depth
Okay.
as we continue this deep dive into the gut microbiome world.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
stay tuned.
All right. Okay, so we talked about like the basics, diet, lifestyle, probiotics, prebiotics.
Right.
But I'm really curious about specifics.
Oh.
Like what are some of the best foods or supplements to like really target those good bacteria?
Well, when it comes to food, variety is key,
Right.
for a diverse microbiome.
Yeah.
But there are definitely some superstars out there.
Okay, like what?
Fermented foods
Okay.
like yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi.
Yeah.
Those are packed with probiotics.
I love all of those.
Yeah.
But I've heard that not all fermented foods are made the same.
That's true.
Is that right? Yeah, you want to look for the unpasteurized versions.
Okay.
Because pasteurization, it kills those live bacteria
Oh, okay.
that we want.
Got it.
And also be mindful of added sugar
Okay.
because that can actually feed the bad bacteria.
Oh, interesting. So it's all about balance.
Exactly.
Okay, what about supplements then? I mean, there are so many probiotics out there.
I know.
How do we even choose?
Honestly, the supplement world it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's best to talk to a healthcare provider
Okay.
who specializes in gut health.
Got it.
They can help you figure out
Yeah.
if a supplement's right for you
Right.
and which strains would be the most beneficial
Wow.
for your needs.
So it's like we need a personalized gut health plan.
Right. Exactly.
Earlier we were talking about how our gut impacts our mood,
Yeah.
even personality.
Yeah.
But can it affect our mental health in like bigger ways?
There's more and more research coming out about the gut-brain connections role in things like depression and anxiety. Like, for example, there are studies that have shown that certain probiotics can actually reduce anxiety symptoms.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So are we looking at a future where we could have like treatments for mental health
Definitely. Yeah.
that focus on the gut
Yeah, it's a real possibility.
instead of just the brain?
Right. Imagine personalized probiotic therapies or even fecal microbiota transplants to help like restore that gut balance and ease mental health symptoms. I mean, obviously we need more research, but it's really exciting.
It is exciting. It makes me think, like, how did we discover this gut-brain connection in the first place? It's such a like complex and hidden relationship.
You know, for centuries, we've had sayings like gut feeling, trust your gut.
Yeah.
Which suggests that, like, on some level, we kind of knew about this link.
Right.
But scientifically, it's really only been in the last few decades that we've started to understand how it all works.
Got it.
And technology has been huge.
Yeah.
Especially being able to like really analyze the gut microbiome.
Right.
That's been a game changer.
It's amazing how much we're still learning.
I know, right.
About our own bodies.
It is.
You know, one thing that really stood out to me earlier was this idea that our gut microbiome, it's not just shaped by like our choices.
Right.
But also by our early life experiences.
Right.
Yeah, can you talk more about that?
Yeah, so those first few years of life, they're crucial for developing a healthy microbiome. The bacteria we're exposed to during birth, through breastfeeding, in our early environment, that all plays a huge role in shaping the makeup of our gut bacteria.
So things like being born via C-section versus vaginal birth, or being formula fed versus breastfed, that can actually have a lasting impact.
It can,
on our microbiome.
Exactly.
Wow.
And these early influences, they can have effects on our health throughout our lives, potentially influencing our risk for allergies, autoimmune disorders.
Got it.
Even obesity.
It really shows how important those early years are.
Yeah.
It's like setting the foundation for a healthy gut and a healthy life.
Exactly. And it also shows that we need to be more aware of how our choices, even like medical interventions, can affect that delicate balance of the gut microbiome.
This has been incredible.
Yeah.
We went from like the basics of the gut-brain connection to looking at how it affects our mood, our personality, even potential treatments in the future.
Yeah, it's fascinating stuff.
It is, and it all points to how important it is to take care of our gut health.
It really is.
It's not just about like digesting food.
No.
It's about like taking care of this whole ecosystem. That plays such a big part.
It does.
In how we feel.
Absolutely.
You've given us a lot to think about.
Good.
And I'm sure a lot of our listeners are wondering right now, like, what's next? What can we do to start, making our gut microbiome healthier and happier?
I think start with the basics.
Okay.
That diverse, fiber-rich diet.
Right.
Find ways to manage stress.
Yeah.
Regular exercise.
Got it.
And if you have concerns, talk to a healthcare professional.
Right.
They can give you more personalized advice.
Okay.
It's all about those small changes that you can stick with.
Right.
That support both you and your amazing microbiome.
What a perfect way to wrap things up.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
For taking this deep dive with us.
Of course, my pleasure.
I think we all learned a lot today.
Yeah.
About this incredible world.
I agree.
Inside of us.
It's pretty amazing.
And to all our listeners out there.
Yeah.
Keep exploring, keep learning.
Yes.
And keep those good gut bacteria happy.
Absolutely. Happy gut, happy you.
Happy gut, happy you. That's right.
Yeah, it's right.
Thank you for joining us on the deep dive.
Thanks for having me.
We'll see you next time.